Hey, what's going on? This is Scott, and today I'd like to take a brief tour of the Hyperspin software that I've been playing with off and on for the past probably about 4 months. What this software does is allow to have a consolidated and neat library of all the emulation and ROMs of retro video games that you can collect and put into a nice consolidated library. What we're going to do is just go through some of the basics of it, kind of get just a brief tour and get an idea of what I've been doing to work with it. So right off the bat, this plays a little introductory video. Let me exit that out. And after that, you're introduced to all the different systems that you can choose from. So this is the MAME emulation, and what that stands for, you can see at the top, is arcade machine emulation. And so this is just a huge collection of arcade games, coin-operated arcade games. So here you can see to the right, a lot of the games have little nice themes that you can cycle and wheel through. And then if you want a little preview, these have videos of the gameplay. And just to give a test, I'm going to run this game, go through it, and through my computer, I get the feeling of playing an arcade game. So I'm just going to do a really quick demo. Probably get my butt kicked, but so you basically get the idea. This right now, all of the input is put through my keyboard. I have buttons mapped out to keyboard keys like Control, Space, to do fire functions, and arrow keys to move like a joystick. But in the future, that will be changed to an actual 2-player joystick with 6 buttons and light gun configuration. What I mean by light gun is, if I go here, if anyone's ever played a light gun game, you get the pistols on the sides, which emulate firing a screen. Think like Duck Hunt, things like that. And that allows support for that. Also allows support for, I'm trying to think of the word, trackball. And games like Golden Tee or bowling or things like that will basically allow you to do that as well through USB. So that gives you a basic idea of the MAME stuff. I'm going to go into the retro consoles now, starting with Nintendo. And what you're looking at here is an edited file of the Nintendo games I wanted to have on this. By default, the XML file or the library that comes with it allows you to have every Nintendo game that ever came out. And through that you can edit what you want, and that's what you're seeing here. Of course, I had all the classics, like Legend of Zelda and things like that. But to give you an example, if you see this one right here, there's no video or nice little text to the side, and the reason for that is I have not edited the file to reflect having a video or text to the side. That's something you have to do if you have a little bit of experience with HTML coding or XML files and directories. This is something that's really easy to edit and do. I can go into a video on that later, explaining the details, but right now this is just to get, again, a brief tour. So, I played Little Mermaid as a kid. I'm not afraid to admit that. But going through, you can see just all these games. So, moving on to the Super Nintendo, which was one of my first systems as a kid. This is the entire file of games that are available for the Super Nintendo. I mean, every single Super Nintendo game that ever came out, probably in the US, maybe even Japanese release, is here. I haven't edited it at all, and as you can see, this is just a huge list. Some of these I'm probably going to take out. Most of them I'm probably going to keep because I played a lot of these games as a kid. For nostalgia's sake, I keep them. So, just to give some examples, and of course, all these have text and video with it, which is something I've done. This is a personal favorite game of mine, something I played really early on as a kid. It is going to be playable on the joystick arcade experience, but I'm just going to basically edit it to. It's gonna feel like an arcade, but play like a Super Nintendo. If that makes any sense. Oh yeah, who remembers this game? And of course, all the Super games that ever came out for the Super Nintendo. So all this stuff I think is necessity to have if you're going to build something like this. And as of right now, none of these games are playable, i.e. If I select it, it's not going to load. And the reason for that is my ROMs are basically not mapped to the same naming convention as my XML script, so that's something I'm going to have to go back and do so that it can execute and run just like a simple program. So I'm just going to do a brief tour of the Nintendo 64 because this is a classic. This is something I think you definitely have to have. Along with games like these. My original plan for the arcade was to have 4-player configuration, so that 4 players can simultaneously play together cooperatively or against each other. But as I started to look at the cost of having a 4-player configuration, it was going to be outside of my budget, so all the games that I'm going to have are going to be basically for 2-player, which is more economically feasible. And yeah, to be honest, 2 players is really enough to get the co-op or competitive feel of playing an arcade system. So to give you an example of something that I haven't edited, as you can see to the side, you can see the video playing on the left, but you don't see, other than this, you don't see the nice script. It's just kind of a plain text. The reason for this is I haven't downloaded I haven't edited the themes to reflect the XML file, which is, again, something I have to work on and do. And all of this takes up quite a bit of time. This is something that I built from scratch. The theme, the video, everything. The video I actually downloaded from the Hyperspin forum. But if you go in, you see there's no video, there's no text editing, nothing like that. That's something I have to, again, go in and edit. But that gives you an idea of what kind of work needs to go with it. And everything so far that I have, this has, again, been about 4 months of putting probably about 5 to 6 hours a week into. So, again, that's a look at the MAME experience, well, the Hyperspin experience through MAME and all that. So, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I apologize for my and lack of public speaking skills, but thanks for watching. Have a good one.